Choice here. Thank you so much for joining me again for another session of Choice Spirit. Here, I'm going to take a moment and talk about, sometimes you're removed from stuff. You're removed from stuff. You ever try to get back with something? You try to get back with something or someone, and it just doesn't fit anymore. No matter how you try to bring it back together and make it work or offer a word or two, it's just finished. It's just cut. It's over. It's done. Well, I talked about this because I, I, I mean, we know about these things, but let me tell you, when you recognize there's a real shift in your being, that you've transcended something, that you've moved past something, and yet you go and try to get back with it or wallow in a situation or a condition that you have transcended, but you keep looking back, trying to fit it back into your life when that time is up, when that time is over. And the reason I speak about this is because there's some things I wanted to speak about. I wanted to address from both the human perspective and the physical perspective. And I probably will get to do that at some point. However, since I had taken some time away trying to get back on board, of something that I'm just so over, it's almost like pulling teeth. Or let me say this, it's kind of difficult to do. It's just not in you to speak about those things anymore. It seems like you're not even on that realm where you can engage in certain types of talk or certain types of conversations. It's like you don't know what to say. You ever around someone and you like the company, you think, but when the fun part is over, you look and you just don't have anything to say. You don't have anything to talk about. Even your thoughts are not on the same band. When you find yourself working to make something fit that no longer fits, let it go. Let it go. That means it's time to let it go. Who knows what next door will open for you? We don't know. But a lot of us get caught up in that fearful moment of what do I do if I let it go? Where do I start if I let it go? What am I going to have if I let it go? I will say this. Don't force it, because things are moving very quickly. And when you're moved from a particular frequency, and then you try to go back and fit in that frequency now, it's not going to work. And I like to keep it uplifting. But the truth is, it's done. It's almost like move on and start a new chapter. So, even in wanting to discuss the news, when I tell you it's like those rooms within a mansion or the mansion itself, right? You peek in the room, you see what's going on. And then you want to take that information and come back and report and talk about it. But you're so far removed, you don't have the words. You don't have the words to speak on it. Because you're so far, it's out of your... The only thing one can say when they've transcended is speak from the transcended point of view. When they, for instance, when someone gains some wisdom or some knowledge, they learn something after having experiences, an experience of the sort, they can speak from their experience, okay? So if they see someone going through something and they know that if that person changes their thinking, their life will change, the people that come into their life will change, their situation will change. But sometimes people are so caught up in the narrative, they're not hearing or knowing that that's even a possibility, because they're still caught up in what they believe is real. But the one who has transcended that knows that, no, that will pass. That too shall pass. That is not anything to hang on to, because believe me, the moment you let it go, something else, another door will open, something else will come into view the moment you look up from it. And, but when that person that is dealing in the muck is looking at the next person that's trying to offer advice, they sometimes get angry with them, annoyed with them, or tell them they just don't understand. And they may not understand. But those who really rose above it can't really identify the pain anymore. It's like a woman giving birth, and I know you men out there that don't know about this, a woman giving birth. She can try to recall the pain, but that pain is long gone. She can no longer find the words to describe what it was like or what it felt like after it's finished. She only knows that she went through it. She went through something and she felt it. But she cannot go back and try to really describe it fully to anyone, who is now going through it. They're basically going to have to go through it. So this is what it is when you transcend it. When you transcended something, you want to come forward and share with someone, but that the feeling is gone. Yeah, the feeling is gone. And it's the same thing with being in a relationship. You don't really remember the feeling. You may remember some actions and reactions, or try to remember some portion of it, but when it's over, you can kind of like try to search and feel like, okay, what? But it seems like it's no longer really with you anymore. You've transcended, you've moved on. You're no longer on that wave. And it doesn't mean that you necessarily ascended or descended, but you're certainly not looping that same loop. Because if you were looping that same loop, you would still be involved. Much love here, Choice, much love. Choice here. Thank you so much for joining me again for another session of Choice Spirit. Namaste.